Hey guys, my name is Sarah and welcome to my channel. I post all kinds of cooking related content and preferably easy recipe ideas. So if you are like me and you're into that kind of cooking, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of my uploads. And let's get started. First, I'm just making some homemade sloppy joes, and of course they don't take very long at all, so I'm getting a head start on my roasted potatoes to throw in the oven. I have cut up, I don't know, maybe seven or so roasted potatoes, and honestly I should have cut them a little bit smaller because they took a little longer than normal, but I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees and I'm going to cook them. I think it was a little bit over an hour actually. I had to keep kind of adjusting it. You're just going to cook them until they are fork tender. And I am also last minute decided to chop up an onion and throw it in here as well. I'm going to pour some avocado oil or whatever oil you like. I use olive oil as well sometimes too. And then I'm using some 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's. You can use any kind of seasoning mix that you prefer, and also a little bit of salt. And I'm going to mix it together really well and then just pop it in the oven. And now I'm getting started on my sloppy joes. I have browned a pound of ground beef and drained it. And then to the same pan, I've got my ground beef just kind of sitting in the strainer. And I have half of an onion that I'm just going to throw in here and cook until they're kind of brown and caramelized like this. And then I will throw my ground beef back into it and start assembling everything else. You're going to start by throwing in your ketchup and a little bit of water as well. I will have the links to all these recipes linked down below because I don't remember the exact measurements on here. It's just kind of how I do it. And then I stirred up the ketchup and water and the beef. It didn't say to do that. I just felt like I should. And some chili powder, brown sugar, also a little bit of salt, and then, yes, pepper, Worcestershire sauce. I just randomly stir in between. You don't have to do this, but like I said, next your Worcestershire sauce, your yellow mustard, and a little bit of tomato paste. And then you're going to just stir it all together. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place, but you're going to stir everything together and let it simmer for about 10 minutes or so until it is to your thickness that you prefer. And I'm actually showing you my husband's plate here. He does not like cheese on his, but I love cheese on my sloppy joes. I'd love to know how many of you also like to put cheese on yours. And if you haven't, you should at least try it. And then the potatoes turned out really good. This was such a good, quick, and easy dinner. And next, I'm going to make some ground turkey and teriyaki skillet. I have a pound of ground turkey, and right now it's about halfway cooked. I've chopped up my broccoli and shredded carrots. I'm just going to stir it all around and I'm kind of like, as you can see, breaking up the ground turkey as I go and just trying to get all of the veggies a little bit softened and the ground turkey, cooked. And then I'm going to assemble the teriyaki sauce. To a saucepan, you're going to pour in your soy sauce, your water, brown sugar, granulated sugar, and a little bit of minced garlic, and also some ground ginger. And I figure you could probably use like the little refrigerated tubes or fresh ginger as well. I thought about that. I had some in the fridge and I almost did it, and then you're going to also put in some red wine vinegar, and you're gonna just bring this to a boil, and then you're gonna pour in your cornstarch slurry, tongue twister, and which is just equal parts water and cornstarch mixed together, and cold water too, because that's what helps it. Kind of the cold meets with the hot, and you're gonna stir it up like this, and then it will come to this consistency that you see here, and you're gonna pour it into your skillet and stir it up. And then I just served it over rice. This stuff is so good and it is so easy. And if you've never made rice in your Instant Pot, that's how I do it from now on. I have not made it on the stove or anything since I got mine, but it's just equal parts rice and water, a little bit of olive oil and salt is how I do it. And I cook it at high pressure for 4 minutes and let it naturally release for 10, and it is perfect every time. And lastly, I'm going to make some homemade Alfredo. I had a bag of those Tyson chicken strips in my freezer, and honestly, I was going to heat them up on the stove, and I decided it'd be much quicker just to toss them in the microwave. The instructions on there, says you can do that too. You're just trying to heat them up. They are already cooked. So I warmed them up in my microwave, and I have a stick of butter melting in a saucepan, and I'm going to pour probably, I never measured this, but I'm going to try to help and give you all at least a little bit of an idea. Probably at the end, it's probably about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream almost. Because I kind of just pour it in until I just eyeball it, Then I also have my fettuccine noodles boiling in the back. And once I have the heavy whipping cream in the melted butter, I am putting in some fresh ground pepper, some salt, and I always add a little bit of Cajun seasoning to mine as well. Just gives it just a little bit of more flavor, not really enough to give it like a huge kick, which you could, and it would be really good. And then I'm pouring in about a cup and a half of shredded Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to slowly mix it together with my whisk and until all the cheese is combined, and you will see it will be so creamy and the perfect consistency, and you will never buy it out of the jar again. And once the sauce was all done and the chicken was heated up, I just poured it in and kind of, just stirred it around just to get it incorporated. And then once my noodles are ready, I'm going to drain them and also put them into the pot as well and stir it up really, really well. And that is it. That was dinner this night. This is one that my family always likes. I don't make it too often. Not like I'm this health conscious person, but it's just so heavy and so much cream and stuff. I don't make it all the time, like I said. And typically I would throw like a side salad or bread with it, but I didn't have any of that. I needed to go to the grocery store. So all I did was top it with a little bit of fresh parsley. And like I said, everybody loved it. Everybody was sad there wasn't enough for seconds, but oh well. So if you try any of these recipes, you have to let me know down below. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see y'all next week.